Election day is even closer than it was my last video. So let me take this time to tell you to go and vote. It is so important for you to let your voice be heard. And let's be honest, even if you don't care about the presidential election, which I think you should, but even if you don't, there are still other offices that you can directly elect, such as House of Representatives and Senate members. So since you have the power to directly elect those people, you should at least go and vote for those reasons. So please, please vote. Today we're going to be talking about something that relates to voting and the Electoral College, and that is the 2 states that don't have a winner-take-all system. We'll be talking about in depth what that system is and perhaps how this system could be used to change other states' electoral system that they have right now. So we will be getting into that, so don't go anywhere. I'm Ben Leach, and this is The Ben Leach Show. Before we get into the video, I would like to give a shout out once again to my brother Jake. He gave a great response to my 2-party system video, and he added a really great point why third-party candidates also might not get the votes required to put a serious fight up for the presidential election. And he also gave some great suggestions for future videos, which is what I've asked. So thank you so much, Jake. I really appreciate your continued support and for your ideas, because this show is for you. So let's dive right into it. The 2 states that we're talking about today are Maine and Nebraska. They are the 2 states that don't employ a winner-take-all system. They have what is called proportional representation of their electorates, meaning that it's not just 51% of the state that gets all the electorates. It's broken down by each individual congressional district. Now, you still win electorates based on the popular vote, but the ones that you get come from the allocation from the Senate. So like I explained in my first Electoral College video, you get the amount of electorates for your state based on the number of representatives that you have, as well as the number of senators that you have. Everyone gets at least 2 votes because they have at least 2 senators. So let's take Maine, for example. Maine has 2 senators and 2 representatives, meaning that whoever wins the majority in that state will pick up 2 votes automatically, and the rest are broken down by their congressional district. Now, for most of the time in these elections, the winner of the popular vote in the state will win all of the electoral votes because they'll pick up all of their congressional districts. However, there are 2 notable exceptions that have happened since these states have employed a proportional representation system. One happened in 2008, where Barack Obama and Mitt Romney had contested the state of Nebraska. Now, Barack Obama ended up taking 4 out of the 5 electoral votes in Nebraska, but Mitt Romney still picked up 1 vote. And likewise, in 2016, in Maine, there was a contested electoral vote there. Hillary Clinton ended up picking up 3 out of the 4 electoral votes, with Donald Trump picking up the other 1. Advocates for a proportional representation system say that if more states were to employ this, then we would actually have more votes that would matter. Because right now, if you are in a deep red or deep blue state and you don't hold that state's political views as a majority, then right now your vote doesn't really matter much. But under proportional representation, it would matter more because there would be a possibility for enough political support to be garnered in that state to send maybe 1 or 2 different electors that actually represent your political view. This system is not, however, without its criticisms. One of the biggest criticisms is that it is too close to a national popular vote. So 1, why don't we just get rid of the Electoral College altogether? And 2, it's 1 step closer to removing states' rights and putting too much power into the hands of the people. Now, on the face, you might think that that's a good thing, but I've explained in my previous videos why the founders did not want that to happen and why our system of government isn't set up to be led just by the people. There have to be checks and balances. If you missed that and you want to learn more about why the founders talked about not having a national popular vote, I would suggest that you check out my Electoral College videos where I talk a little bit more in depth about that. So it seems that the jury might still be out on whether this is a good or bad system. Personally, I'm not sure if there's enough information on whether this is good or not, because both of these states have only really recently employed these systems. Maine has only had a proportional representation system since 1972, and Nebraska only implemented this system in 1996. Now, I know that might seem like it was kind of a long time ago, but in the span of American history, that's a relatively short time. So I think time will tell if more states want to employ this sort of system or not as an effective means of changing the way that we have our current electoral system right now. But you are going to have to decide what you think. But there you have it. That is a brief summary of the 2 states that don't have that system and what the system proportional representation actually does. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got something out of it, please like and subscribe to my channel. I put out videos 2 times a week, so that isn't really bombarding you with information, but it's just enough to where you can actually start to educate yourself on political issues. You can tune in next Monday where I will be going over both candidates, both Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and talk to you about what they believe. I think there's been a lot of information in the news recently about what each side believes. Some of that's true, some of that's not. So we'll be cutting through all of that and bringing you just the facts about their policy positions. Like I said, tonight is the presidential debate, so tune into that. You might get something out of it. But if you don't, I don't blame you, and we will be back here Monday talking about each political opponent's stances on different issues. That way you can make an even more informed decision come November. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of your morning, afternoon, or evening, or whenever you're watching this. That's all I have for you now. I've been Leach. Have a great day.